Hello, Crouch Gaming here, and Star Wars Battlefront has landed. So, your childhood wish of running around Endor with a giant laser pew pew cannon is now possible. First thing I wanted to say was that this game looks and sounds amazing. It's one of the best looking shooters I've ever seen, and we now know that that trailer that they did in spring was not a lie. It does actually look like that. The noise is just incredible. They've done such an amazing job of making this game look and sound great. Graphics and sound, 10 out of 10. It also plays like a dream. I've had zero lag and no frame drops at all, even when it gets really clusterfucky. So they've done a great job of optimising it as well, which makes it a good playing experience in the most part. There are two things though that are irritating me about this game. First one being the content amount. There's only 20 guns and they have no customisation, so you can't really adjust anything to give you an edge over someone else or make them feel better for you. Also, the amount of maps on the bigger game modes like Supremacy and Walker Assault is pretty poor. There's only 4 on both of those game modes. Considering the whole Battlefront flagship felt like it was Walker Assault, I'm somewhat surprised to see only 4 maps. It's not enough. It's not even close to being enough. If you're stuck in a 4 map rotation constantly, it's going to get boring. Well, maybe it doesn't get boring for you, but for me, it certainly does. I'm struggling to play for long game sessions because the 2 game modes I was most looking forward to and that I have the most interest in get repetitive, quick. To be honest, I think the bigger maps are also somewhat lacking in diversity. They're very direct and on the small side. Some of the maps you've literally got 2 or 3 lanes, so you haven't really got much chance to mix up your gameplay either and make it different. The second thing, and this is where the Goldfish comes in, and yes, I am going to harp on about Battlefield 4 here, which I kind of have to because both of these games are made by DICE. If you played Battlefield 4, you probably moaned, like I did, about being killed by indirect fire weapons on certain maps. And you kind of ended up feeling like the whole world was some part of never-ending explosion due to the amount of explosives going off all around you all the time, and the game just kind of ground to a shitty halt. Battlefield learnt its lesson and they took that out of the game. So I have to wonder if someone at DICE has the memory retention of a Goldfish, because not only did they put the grenade spam back for Battlefront, they seem to have done their very best to make it 10 times worse than Battlefield ever was. You've got a card system, and within that card system you can pick individual perks for whatever you want to run. You can pick 2 grenades, an impact grenade and a thermal detonator. You've also got a third card which you can use to turn your primary weapon into a god mode explosive laser beam motherfucker killing machine. There's just explosives everywhere all the time, and the cooldowns are ridiculously quick on them as well. If you happen to stumble across a thermal imploder or a smart rocket on top of that, then you, sir, just became a one-man artillery truck. There's been moments of this game where you just constantly die to explosions, where the game isn't a shooter anymore, it's a grenade throwing competition. Worst defender for me was Tatooine on Walker Assault. As the rebels, running away from an AT-AT orbital strike into an impact grenade, respawn on top of a thermal detonator, then somehow manage to get inside one of the buildings and someone throws a thermal imploder down the hallway. So then you think, fuck it, I'm going to go up one of the mountains, put your jetpack on, go up the top, and then you get wiped out by a rocket launcher from a TIE fighter. I get the game is casual, it's not competitive. And it can't be while ever you can transform into Darth Vader and wipe out 20 people, and I get it. But you then don't need to make it frustrating by making it so easy for people to kill you with all those grenades, because the majority of them, well all of them, if you're close enough to the explosion, are a one-shot kill as well. It's kind of put me on the fence with this game and I'm not actually sure whether I like it or not, which really disappoints me because I was so looking forward to this. The game is good and fun, but at the moment, if they don't do anything about those explosions, the fun gunfights that I personally play a shooter for are completely lacking. The beta was great, I loved it, it was fantastic, some epic gunfights, real good fun, but you didn't have all those explosives in it, so that could happen. I think without all the explosives and their crazy cooldowns and one-shot killing potential, this game would be awesome. But I'm afraid, at the moment, I'm just finding it a bit frustrating. Feel free to leave any comments below. Maybe you love the explosions, weirdo. That's all for now. Have a good day.
A rebel Y-wing is locked onto our AT-AT. You now have Lord Vader to help you destroy these cowards. Our spies have tracked Luke Skywalker to a nearby location. A Y-wing has a lock on our AT-AT. Scanners indicate the rebels have activated an uplink station. Enemy bomber has locked onto our walker.